The following program is video supplemental instruction. VSI is brought to you by the Teaching Center, UF's Learning Support Center, www.teachingcenter.ufl.edu.
Okay, and finally for number 15, we have a dentist's inspection mirror is designed to produce a non-inverted image. So right away, non-inverted image, you should automatically think that's going to be a virtual image. That is twice the size of the object when the mirror is held 1.5 centimeters from a tooth. What is the focal length of the mirror, and is the image real or virtual? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up two equations. We need our magnification as well as our P, Q, and F formula. Okay, so we're trying to find the focal length, so we obviously need to find P and Q. We also have that the magnification is negative P over Q. Whoops, negative Q over P. So we know enough information to solve this because we know that our magnification has to be 2. Because it says a non-inverted image, twice the size of the object, when the mirror is held 1.5 centimeters from a tooth. So that's the last thing we need to make sure we have, when the mirror is held 1.5 centimeters from a tooth. So what we need to determine is what's negative and what's going to end up working here. So what you want to think here is we can just solve, since the one quantity we do have is we don't have the image distance. We have the mirror is held 1.5 centimeters from the actual tooth. That's the object distance, which is P. So we know that. So you can see here that if we solve for Q in terms of P, we can just plug it into the equation and be done with it then. So what we can do here is with this equation say negative Q equals 2P. In other words, Q equals negative 2P. Plug it in here, and we don't have to worry about anything else. So we have 1 over P plus 1 over negative 2P equals 1 over F. So we can combine these by getting a common denominator, multiplying this by negative 2 on top and bottom. Negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2P equals 1 over F. Negative 2 plus 1 is, of course, negative 1, and negative 1 over negative 2P is just 1 over 2P. You can see here that means F equals 2P. And finally, we can say that P was 1.5 centimeters, so our F has to be double that. I find that if you're given this particular set of information, and this is a pretty common problem setup, that solving it all algebraically alleviates a lot of the problem of trying to figure out what should be negative, what should be positive, all that kind of stuff. Plus, it's perfectly possible that you get a question where the answer is in algebraic form anyway. So doing it this way makes you avoid some of that headache of trying to figure out what should be negative and what should be positive. If you just do it in terms of the variables, it'll always work out. So our focal length was plus 3, and we determined at the beginning of the problem that our image was virtual. So that gives us answer choice 1 here. 3 focal length, virtual image.
The Teaching Center, UF's Learning Support Center, www.teachingcenter.ufl.edu.